for joining us this evening. We're really excited to start. It's a new year, new calendar year, and we're really excited. We're always looking for ways to connect with our community and make sure everybody's staying informed. Ms. Gonzalez, I'll let you go.
Do you have any more, Ms. Green, that are?
Let's see if we have any more that came. Actually, no, we're good to go.
Okay. Do you want me to just type it in Spanish in the chat? Just if somebody comes in, like if they need Spanish, they can go ahead and click on the link and it will take them to the Spanish presentation. I can type it in the chat in Spanish.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll go ahead and head over to the other one.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez.
So Ms. Gonzalez, do I need to pause it all for you, or do I just keep talking?
No, you're going to do everything in English, right? And then Ms. Green, we're doing.
Try to stay connected. Our goal, especially during this time where the students are not on campus, we want to still make sure that everybody is staying informed with what's going on our campus. So I wanted to just take a moment just to make sure everybody is clear on our schedule. Our district has voted to remain in distance learning for the remainder of this current school year. No decisions have been made yet about next school year, so stay tuned on that. The school board will be making those decisions probably later in the spring. But for the time being, for the semester that we're in, I wanted to just take a moment to let everybody and remind everybody about the schedule, just so parents, when your kids should be online with their Chromebooks out and engaged with their teachers. Okay, so on Mondays and Thursdays, we're in a block schedule. And Mondays and Thursdays, the students are in class with their first, second, and third period teachers. And you guys can see they're hour-and-a-half long sessions. We call those synchronous sessions because those are the times where the students are interacting with the teachers via their Chromebooks. And so they're an hour-and-a-half. The teachers are usually on for at least 30 minutes. Sometimes they stay on longer, just depending on the lesson for the day. But we wanted you guys to be aware of that, of what their schedule should look like, okay? And then they have time at the end of their day there if they have questions on Mondays or Thursdays where they can reach out. And then on Tuesdays and Fridays, it's periods 4, 5, and 6, okay? Same format, 8:30 every morning. Your students should be on the computer. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, they're doing periods 4, 5, and 6. And for those students that do have a 0 period, for a small number of students, they're doing that on Tuesdays and Fridays, as well as 7th period at the end of the day. Okay, for our marching band students, we have a 7th period class. Okay, now Wednesdays look a little different. It's a minimum day schedule. And so Wednesdays are the opportunity for the students to get extra help and support, okay? So Wednesdays, the students will alternate between periods 4, 5, 6 on one Wednesday. The following Wednesday, they'll do periods 1, 2, and 3. And as you guys can see there on the schedule, they're 30-minute chunks. And during that time, that's time for the students to go in and get questions answered, get help on anything. It's very similar to our flex time that we had on campus. We used to have when we were in person on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now we do this on Wednesdays, okay? So every other week, the students have an opportunity to connect with their teacher and get extra assistance, okay? And then we have a Coyote connection from 10:40 to 11:15, and that's an opportunity where students can, it's voluntary, and they can go and they can attend a teacher session of an area of interest, okay? And we actually are starting that tomorrow. We're really excited about that, and we encourage the students to participate. It's just another way for them to connect with staff members and teachers and engage in topics that they are interested in. There's a variety of topics for the students to choose from for those students that want to participate. Okay, so it's really important that on Wednesdays, this is your students' opportunity to get that extra time and assistance. We'll go ahead, Ms. Green, and move to the next slide. So we always want our parents to be involved, and we really encourage you guys, especially as parents of ninth graders, you're going to be with us here for 3 more years, and we really want you to be involved. And so we have a number of ways for parents to be involved. We have our school site council that meets once a month, and the school site council is making decisions about the budget and looking at test data. We have our English Learner Advisory Council, and this is comprised largely of parents of our English learner students, and they also meet once a month and they talk about a variety of topics. And then we also have our African American Community Circle, all right, and that's a district-led group, and we encourage you to get involved there. So those are 3 ways. Oftentimes I get questions about, hey, Mr. Workman, how can I be involved? These are 3 great committees that, you know, it's not super time intensive, but ways for you to get connected and ways for you to be involved in the school and in the district. We'll go ahead, Ms. Green, move to the next one. So just the last couple minute reminders here, you guys. We send out a message every week. They come out on Sundays. So please watch your emails. We try to kind of send out something if there's any you know, events coming up in the next week or things that we want to make sure you're aware of. So please do check those emails. Okay, make sure that you're getting those. We want you to be informed. 9th grade parents, you can help us out if you go into, you're going to hear a little bit more about the portal. Go into your portal, make sure your emails are in there so we can make sure that we're getting these messages out to you. We also publish a monthly calendar. Mrs. Green, our activities director, puts out a monthly calendar that shows the events that are going on campus, and that comes out every month, and you can get that off of our school website. And then I wanted to make sure you guys had my email. The best way to get a hold of me is send me an email. I work really hard to try to get back to you within 24 hours. So if you ever have a question about something or a concern regarding your student or something at the school, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, you know, I want to make sure that you know, if you have questions or concerns, that we make sure we answer and address your concern. And lastly, you know, we're here to serve you guys. This is about our students, and this is about preparing them for what's next in life. And so we are here to serve our community, and we want to make sure that you guys feel connected. Okay, so you know, please reach out if you have questions or concerns. We definitely want to make sure we can answer those questions or get you in contact with the people that can. All right. So freshman parents, thank you again for joining us. Really look forward to working with you and getting to know you over the next 3.5 years. We really want your students to have a great experience, and hopefully, you know, we can be back, you know, on campus in some form next school year. Hopefully, the numbers and the county will allow us to go in that direction, because we really want to get the kids back on campus. All right. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to one of our assistant principals, Mrs. Odom. Mrs. Odom, why don't you take it from here?
Well, good evening. Thank you for coming. I'm just thinking about what you have to do to get here, and that is cook dinner, get the kids ready, get them settled, or whatever the situation is, but you're here. And we appreciate and value your time. I'm Mrs. Odom, and I'm one of the assistant principals, and I work with students, all students, but particularly students who need extra time and support. I am over attendance, behavior, and academics in terms of intervention. I know that some of you guys have probably already had some contact with our attendance techs. If you haven't, please note this, that if your child's last name begins with an A through L, any information dealing with attendance, please send it to Lucia Rodriguez. Her email is there. If your child's last name begins with an M through Z, the contact person is Christina Perry, and her email address is there. It's really important that if you have any discrepancies or see any discrepancies with attendance, please contact them. If your child is going to be out, please contact them, let them know so they can put a code appropriately for your student. Go ahead. I don't have my notes there. I apologize. I wanted to also talk about attendance and how I've been looking at attendance for the last, actually since August. And what I've noticed is that there is a huge correlation between attendance and, grades. So we're going to show you actually a little bit later on what your students' attendance is. We changed it this year. Actually, attendance is not by day. It's actually by class period. And I'll show you what that looks like. Every single class period is accounted for. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Right, as I said, I am over intervention for behavior as well. I know your motto, if you went to Lakeside, your student went to Lakeside last year, was ROAR. Our motto here is be respectful, responsible, and involved. And it's really just about expectation for behaviors. Now, with distance learning has been so different for us. It's been different for the students, as you know. But we still have expectations for how students behave in the classroom, on Zoom, and then in our Coyote, when the kids go and pick their classes that they want. So basically, the kids for the most part are not, they're doing what's expected of them. The main thing we're really concerned about, of course, is that they go to their classes. You can go to the next slide. Okay, so like I said, behavior hasn't been an issue. The kids aren't on campus. But what happens, we still get information about our students, and we care about our students. Anytime every student has a Chromebook, they have their email address. If a student uses the internet inappropriately, we get what we call a gaggle alert. And the gaggle alert is either a white, a yellow, or a red one. And as simple as when they're typing something to their friends or writing, I get a lot of this where kids are doing a lot of writing, by the way. I mean, they're writing novels. And if they use any profanity, even in their writing, as dialogue, it comes up. We read it, we say, oh, it's not it's something we might need to talk to the student about. If the student is showing something that's inappropriate, like they're showing pictures of themselves that is inappropriate, if it's sexual in nature, we will get a yellow gaggle alert. And there have been a few of those where kids are just not, thinking when they send something or receive something. So we do have those. And then finally, a red one. And this one, I believe we've had not a lot this year, but this is when we have students who, may do some self-harm or talking about self-harm and things like that, that we take every single one of these alerts seriously. Myself, Mr. Workman, our principal, even our officers, a police officer who's assigned to our site, Mr. Officer McKnight, are getting these alerts as well. We're very serious. We take these very seriously. So we do respond to them immediately. And it's not to get a kid in trouble, it's to get the kid or the student support. So we actually, this triggers all kinds of support systems for the student if they need it. Okay, next slide. So, like I said, we are doing, I work with students who need extra time and support. We have what we call tiers. I really like this term tiers because it's really based on the student's needs, we respond. As you know, you probably have several different children. You realize that they're very unique and they have different abilities and skills and strengths and weaknesses. And what we want to do is we want to target the student where what their needs are. And so we have different people with different abilities on our campus And we try to connect students with just with wherever their needs are. So our tiers go like this. It's like a pyramid. I wish I had one, but a pyramid at the bottom is called a tier 1. And about 80% generally fall in that tier. That means that they do the regular expectations, what's needed, the expectations are done, the grades are there, they have at least a 2.0 GPA. Then you have students who, you know, it's just, they don't learn that way. Right now, we have a lot of kids who are not at tier 1. They're actually at tier 2 and tier 3 because of distance learning. But normally they're at tier 1. But we have tier 2 students, and this is probably about 15% of students who just need extra time support. That's why I love our Wednesdays. I know the kids probably say, well, we don't have to really go on Wednesdays, it's a shorter day. No, this is the time for students to get that extra time support on Wednesdays. The teachers actually stop learning and have the kids and reinforce the learning that they've done on the other days. So it's really important that your child goes to school on Wednesdays. And then we have tier 3. Those are the students who just really, they are behind significantly academically or social and emotionally. And we do have our psychologists, and we have our counselors and to support them on that. We have about 66% of our kids that are 9th graders that are at tier 1. That's really very unusual. And we know that it's due to distance learning. And right now we have something in place where we're actually calling students weekly. So if you're getting calls weekly, it's because we know your student, maybe the first semester was just a shock to them. But now we're not waiting till 6 weeks. We are responding to students right now. So we are calling parents weekly. And then we are recognizing those students who are making progress. I just talked to a student today who had straight Fs first semester. And this is very unique, but now she has straight A's. It wasn't nothing I did. It was just that she realized, hey, I got to get myself together. So we do recognize kids. Every 6 to 12 weeks, we give them certificates if they made progress between tiers. Now, I wanted to show you something. I don't know if a lot of you guys have gone on to Aries. It's actually called a parent portal. If you go to our website, we actually have that parent portal, and you just look under parents. And this is where you can have a wonderful connection with the school. The grades, attendance, and parent notification. I'm a parent too. I have a kid who attends Citrus Hill, and I just look on his grades. If you can click there, Dinah, right there where it's a link right there where it says Aaron's parent portal link. It's gonna be quick. You just go next and next. Oh, what?
Hold on.
Oh. Okay, you can go ahead and do it.
No, you need to share your screen on this part.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen on this part.
Yes. So let me stop sharing. And
okay.
Sorry, everybody, we're spotlighting. And you should have it available, correct?
Uh-oh. I don't know. If I go to my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me go down to, I don't remember it is. I'm sorry if I'm. Thank you for your patience. Okay, here it is. So I just went here. I love this, by the way. I'm checking all the time. My kid, I'm gonna be honest, my son struggled he's gonna kill me, but he struggled the first semester. I mean, he did not do well at all. What I did was just our progress monitored pretty much every other day. I looked at his grades, I went through it with him. His name is Devin, but this is so awesome. And by the way, it's right on our website. It just go under Aries Parent Portal. Aries Parent Portal, it's right there. I look at a couple of things. One, I'm looking at his grades. I go right to the grades. I go to the teacher's grade book, and here are his grades. I said, hey, you better make sure you have good grades because I'm showing you grades today. So I guess it worked. But basically, these are his it actually shows you his last semester grades as well. But these are his grades. And if I wanted to find out if he had a missing assignment, if it showed 1 or 2, I would go into the teacher's classroom and click on there and see what the grades are, what missing assignments, so that you're just, you know what's going on. Because kids will say, well, I got kicked out, or I don't know, you know, you can go look, you know, for yourself. The other thing is attendance. That's crucial, because like I said, when you go to you look at it, the grades, there's a huge correlation between your grades and attendance. Really quickly, if you see a 2, that means that the student was present. If you see a 3, that means the student was not present, but he did the work. And you usually will see that on a Wednesday. And if you see a 4, that means the student told the teacher, hey, I have some kind of technology issue. If you see a 0, that means that student did not show for class. Okay. All right. And the last thing I wanted to show you, see if I can get to it. Thank you for your patience, because I'm, let's see, is this part right here. If I'm clicking right here by my name, and it's called a parent notification preference. How often do you want to know about your students' grades? How often do you want to know about your students' attendance? You can tell our computer how often you want it. So for me, on every Friday at 3 o'clock, I get to find out about my students' grades, my son's grades and his attendance. They will send me a notification. I don't have to go and look for this all the time. So again, just having knowledge about things so that you can address things head on and not wait until the 3-week or the 6-week when the progress reports are sent. All right, thank you for your time. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to our instructional coaches, who are gonna give information about access to support for your student.
Hello, I am Dr. Stu.
And I'm Erica Martinez, and we are instructional coaches. We work with teachers on curriculum, instruction, and assessment.
Just a little about myself. This is my 16th year in the district, and I have different roles. As you heard, I am one of the instructional coaches. I'm the math instructional coach, but I'm also a parent in this district. My daughter is a student. She's a senior at the wonderful Orange Vista High School. We love Orange Vista High School, and that's the main reason my child is at this school. Actually, up until 9th grade, she was in private school, and I made the decision, even though she resisted a little, to put her in Orange Vista High School. We have not regretted 1 minute of making that decision. She loves it, she loves it. And so that's why we're here. I currently am also one of the math teachers. So this year I have a class. So I may have some of your students in my Algebra 1 class.
And I have a very similar story. I have a son at Orange Vista, and he, same thing, he was in private school up until he was a freshman. And I brought him over, and he too is now a senior. So he'll be graduating in just a few months, which is exciting. And I also am teaching 1 class this year in addition to coaching, and that is a reading support class. So that I may have some of your students also. We are going to share some resources with you that we have for to support the students.
Go ahead, Dinah. Thank you. At Orange Vista, we understand that the transition from middle school to high school can be a bit challenging. And so we provide support through actually peer support, and we have each freshman is linked with an upperclassman so that they can get support, maybe in biology, world history, or even Algebra 1. This is done every Wednesday, and we started last week. and it runs from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. You already have this information, but just in case, you could always go ahead and copy this down. The Zoom ID is there on the screen, and also the password, Baby Yodi. So this is just one form of support that we have for our incoming freshmen.
We also have Coyote Catch Up, and that is a time on Saturdays where your students can join in a Zoom session and get extra time for in whatever content they may need it in. So for example, we have teachers in every content area in these sessions. And so if a student needs help in whatever it is, math, English, science, they can join in, and there will be a teacher there for to help them with that content. And again, these are on Saturdays. They start February 6th. And we have the Zoom code and the passcode there. These also went home through Aries Communication. And they do not have to register. They can just join in and get the help that they need.
I think there was a question, maybe say what instructional coaches do. We support teachers in instruction, curriculum and assessment, along with other things that we do here on campus. You probably have heard already, if you came in early, Mr. Workman spoke about Wednesdays, but on a Wednesday, we pause all new instruction and we provide support for all the students who need it. This is support that happens during the school time, so students have the opportunity to get help from their teachers, actually from all their teachers if needs be. So this is another form of support. Again, this is every Wednesday, and there's alternate sessions. So for instance, we have first, second, and third, and the following week we would have fourth, fifth, and sixth. Go ahead, Erica.
Another resource that we have available is called Paper Tutoring. And this tutoring is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is a fantastic resource that we have. So the students have, through ClassLink, they have an app and they just log in and click on the app. Their courses are preloaded in there, so they can just choose whichever course they would like to with what they need tutoring with. And they are connected with a tutor within minutes, and they can get the help that they need that way, because we know that students are doing their work at all different hours, and the teachers may not be available during all those hours. One of the other things with this tutoring is the essay review. This is wonderful. They can get help with their essays before they turn them into their teachers. So they would write their essay, they turn it in on this platform, and somebody will review it and give them feedback. And that's something that's really important with paper, is that they don't give the students the answers. They really guide them to finding the answers. And again, giving feedback with essays so that they can really turn in something that's already been looked at before they turn it into their teachers.
We also have what's called a Math Navigator, and this is a self-monitored math program for our students where they can monitor their progress to see how they're doing. And the district requires at least 3 times per week, 20 minutes each time, where a student will go on and practice their math skills. In addition to all these supports that we have, teachers also have what's called office hours, which runs from 2 to 3:30 every day except on a Wednesday. Students may want to contact their individual teachers to see what specific time that the teacher is offering their content area that they need help in. Some teachers may have more than one course, so it's very, very important that the students reach out to their teachers and see, for example, when is Algebra 1 being offered versus when is Algebra 2 sorry, yeah, they're freshmen in Algebra 2, right? So when is Algebra 2 being offered? There are also teachers who offer tutoring hours. So just check with the teachers to see what they offer. We have multiple support for all our freshmen. And we understand that, again, the transition may be challenging. So all these supports are in place to make them successful at Orange Vista High School. Anything else, Erica? Is that it?
Yeah, if you have any questions, we have our emails there. So please email us and let us know what questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you. And next up is our wonderful assistant principal, Mrs. Graham.
All right. Hello, Coyotes and Coyote parents and students. I am Mrs. Graham. I am the assistant principal that oversees the counseling office. And my administrative assistant is Marlene Tedequez. And our email addresses are right here. I advise you to take a picture really quickly if you can, because you might need me in the near future. All right. Okay, so our counselors, we have 6 counselors, 6 wonderful counselors that are here to assist your students. And we have put on here on the slide the grade level that they assist and the alphabet that they also assist. And their office hours are also located on here. Now, the office hours are important because that's the time where students can come, and if they have any concerns with classes, if they have any social, emotional things that they need to have taken care of as well. The counselor's there to talk to them, help them in any way that they can. So again, this is another slide that you want to take a picture of so you can see what your student counselor is. Miss Janice is probably one that you've probably heard from a lot because she is our 9th grade counselor. But we do also have special programs with Miss Clark. She oversees the 9th grade scholars. And Miss Rivera oversees the EL, AAL for 9th grade. And Miss McMahon oversees the AVID for our 9th graders. So you probably heard those names before. Again, take a picture of this so then your student knows when they can attend office hours if they need to. And then, of course, my amazing counseling support staff. Things don't happen without them. We have Miss Romero, she's our college and career, and she also does our work permits. Miss Duran, she does our credit recovery. Miss Joanne, she is our registrar, and she also is the one that you will see later in the future for transcripts. And then we have Miss Christina, who is involved with our new student enrollment. So you might have heard from some of these ladies, but we also have their email addresses here for you, just in case you need to get a hold of them. Next slide. All right, so what we have going on in our counseling world, we have sent out welcome back letters. I hope that you have received them. If you have received the welcome back letter, drop it in the chat. Yes, I got it. So that means that you were able to see the credits that your student has and what is going on, what they need to do in order to be successful here at OV. Transcripts were also going to be mailed out every 3 weeks. So every 3 weeks, this is what we're doing. Hopefully you won't get this letter. We don't want you to get this one, but every 3 weeks, we are going to be mailing out DNF letters. And that is to be proactive. We want to make sure you know what is going on with your child's education. It is extremely important that you know that. So if you do not receive a DNF letter, we're going to mail our first batch out February 1st. If you don't receive one, then you know your child is in the right hands and they're doing the right thing. And also what Ms. Odom showed you, you know you can go to Aries now to the portal to see what your students' grades are. We do have a newsletter that comes out, every month for each grade level. So we have a 9th grade SMORE, that's what it's called. Miss Heidi Janice is the one who facilitates that. So you might see it in your Aries communication, but you'll also see it in the Google Classroom, which we'll get to in a minute, so you can see what your student's Google Classroom is. Community service hours, we still do need to do community service hours, 40 hours as a graduation requirement. So if your student is already trying to do some things, that would be great. If they don't know what to do because we're in a virtual world right now, you can go to see Miss Romero at Y Romero. Uh-oh, sorry, I was muted. At valverde.edu, Y Romero at valverde.edu. Oh, am I muted or not? I don't know what's happening. Okay. And she will be able to assist you excuse me, work permits. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry. She'll be able to assist you with the graduation requirement as far as our community service hours are concerned. Next slide. So we have our Google Classrooms. Please look at the one that says Class of 2024. That is for your student. Class of 2024. That's our freshman Google Classroom. Take a picture. Again, please take a picture. That is where all the freshman information is held. That's where Miss Janice has the s'mores at. That's where anything that we do regarding freshmen is housed. So please make sure your student or yourself, because we are inviting parents as well, get on this Google Classroom so then you can stay abreast on what's happening. All right, so each student has a 4-year plan that is mapped out for them. And it keeps them high school ready and college ready as well. So if you log into your Aries portal, which Ms. Odom has shown you, and you click on classes and then you click on academic plan, you'll be able to see your student's 4-year plan. If you don't see it there, please email me quickly. That means we have something to do. Okay, so please make sure you can go through and see that. So you can see from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, what it is, thank you, that your student is doing. So let me tell you a little bit about it. The green label are classes that your student is taking currently. Okay, so you see the green, that means they're taking it currently. Orange is classes, green are classes that they've already taken. Oranges are classes that they're going to take, are currently taking. And blue is the future classes that they will be taking as well. Okay, so again, I kind of fumbled that up a little bit. Green are classes that they've already taken. Orange are classes that they're currently taking. And blue classes are classes that they will take in the future. This is being recorded, and also we'll probably share the slides with you so you can go through. We have an academic planner screencastify that goes through and tells you exactly how that works. All right, course requests. Your core academic classes will already be chosen via the academic planner. So students only will be choosing their electives, and these are the dates that they are going to choose them. So the class of 2024, March 4th and 5th, and it's going to be through their electives and ELA classes. So their counselors will come in and they will go through each option with them so they know what classes they will be taking as far as electives in the near future. All right, graduation requirements. This is also extremely important. Please, I ask again, take a picture of this because this is your map for the 4 years. I don't want to go through and read it to you because you can see it, but we have our A through G requirements, and that makes our student college ready. That's what we want for all of our students, and you need to have a C or better in your courses in order for you to be A through G compliant. All right. Okay, so Mrs. Zamora is our other AP, and she is actually going on another Zoom doing our Spanish translation. So I'm going to go through her slides for her. Ms. Vargas is our AP coordinator. So we do have AP classes going on. Ms. Vargas is our AP coordinator. So her email address is here for you to take a picture of again. Our AP testing. So right now, in light of everything that's going on, we're still going to continue preparing. Last year, we did end up taking the AP exam. This year, we will do it as well. It will be virtual. So we are preparing our students for that. We do have AP readiness dates that are coming up. February 13th is the next one. You see March 6th and April 10th. And it's from 8:30 to 12:30, and also it's on Zoom. Ms. Vargas and the other AP teachers will be sending things out for your AP student if they are an AP to get them into the AP readiness workshops. Our testing window is May 3rd through May 14th. And yes, we use all of those days. And again, it's on Zoom. And Ms. Vargas is the go-to to find all things out AP. When you are coming to our campus, we do make sure that everyone is safe. We do have teachers that do still come on campus to teach, and we have staff that come on as well. And so we have our hand sanitizers, hand sanitizer machines out in front. Everyone is to wear a mask when they are entering the building, and they have to keep the mask on while they are in the building. Everyone that enters through the double doors of our facility gets a temperature check, and they also have to fill out a COVID-19 form. So we are very cautious and we're making sure that we are safe during this COVID-19. And with that being said, if you have any questions or anything, please drop it in the chat. I'll be able to answer them. And we have our athletic director, Mr. Eric Zomal. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Graham. I appreciate it. Parents, my name is Mr. Zomal. I am the athletic director here at Orange Vista High School. This is actually my first year on the job. And so, you know, it's been a unique experience so far, but I'll try to give you some information and kind of get you up to speed with, you know, what athletics, you know, just kind of our current state in athletics. There's a lot of uncertainty, and if we can go back to that other slide, just to talk about the contact information. So this is, you can reach me just like everybody else are through email, or you can leave me a message. The rest of our athletic department is comprised of Mr. Strada and Mr. Randall. We also have a Twitter page for athletics, and so if you want to follow that on Twitter, we provide updates, you know, periodically through that as well. Next slide, please. So what I wanted to do tonight is just to try to provide some information about, I know it's, you know, we have freshman parents here tonight, and so I'm not sure just how familiar you are with the, you know, high school athletics. And so we typically have 3 different seasons: a fall, a winter, and a spring sports season. Because of COVID, this past year, in the summer, CIF realigned the calendar and reset it and condensed those 3 seasons into 2 seasons. Season 1, which is we're supposed to currently, you know, have practice and events, but everything, once we went into the stay-at-home order, you know, once that was put into place, everything was paused, and events in late December and throughout this month and really through the middle of February have either been canceled or postponed. But I wanted to give you an idea of, if you are interested in a sport, what the time frame is and when it's supposed to happen this year. And it's, you know, I think probably the number one thing that we've learned in this past year is that, you know, nothing really is for certain. But but when you could potentially, you know, have a season if we are allowed to do so. Another component is each sport has been attached and assigned one of the colored COVID-19 tiers. And so depending on our county-wide status, you can kind of see which sports and where they've been aligned and which ones are more likely. We'll get to that in a second. I see the question in the chat about students signing up for sports, but which ones are more likely to have a season, you know, as opposed to ones that are in you know, the highest, or I guess least restrictive tier. So, and this information is available on the CIF website. And if you're not familiar with CIF, it's the governing body of the state of California that you know, regulates all athletics. Next slide, please. If you are interested in participating in athletics, you know, you have to do a few things. We do have eligibility requirements, and you can find that information on our athletics page. It's on our school website, and there's a link, you know, there's a tab that you can click on, and it'll take you to another page which has, you know, a ton of information. But under general forms, you will find athletic clearance information, coaches information, and eligibility requirements. Your student has to have at least a 2.0, and they have to have passed at least 4 classes. in the previous grading period. So let's see, if you are interested in participating in a sport, our clearance process is actually done online, and you know, being freshman parents, unless you've had another high school, student at Orange Vista specifically, our clearance process is a little different. You know, everything is done online. You download the physical form and take that to your doctor, and then you upload that. You create a profile on athleticclearance.com. And if you have any questions about that process, there's a link that kind of walks you through it, but you can always email me or my assistant, Mr. Strada, and we will get back to you as soon as possible and walk you through that process. The coach's information, if you go to our website and you click on that link, it'll give you an email address for sport-specific coaches information, and you can reach out to them and connect, and they will let you know just kind of where we stand right now. Everything has been paused district-wide, and so we don't have any practice. We obviously don't have any contests scheduled, but when that opportunity presents itself, then we want to be ready to go. And so if you thank you. If you are interested, again, reach out to me, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And I think that's about it. I think we're going to answer questions at the end of our presentation tonight. So I will hand it over to our dynamic ASB director, Ms. Green.
There we go. Hello, everybody. I am Mrs. Green, and thank you, Mr. Zomalt, for that wonderful introduction. You guys, this has been a crazy year for everybody, and as your children are new to our campus, however, we are so thankful we will get them for 3 more years. So they will get a little bit of that OV experience once we're able to start stepping foot back on campus. Let me first say that we are always available to you. I know they've heard about the Spirit at OV, and Yodi territory is definitely on point. A little bit about myself, it's like OV is the best school that your kids can be at. From academics, arts, athletics, and activities, we try to make sure that our students are well-rounded and have many opportunities to get involved and stay active. So for our students, I know this distance learning, many of our kids are so used to being on campus because of the many activities that we provide, because of our strong athletic programs in such a short period of time. And I'm telling you, OV is on the map. So between myself and Miss Leonard, our bookkeeper, we are here to provide support for you when it comes for things that you guys need to purchase, things that you want to get involved, and so on and so forth. So that's our contact info. As for our freshmen and our Spirit activities, class of 2024, you got a little glimpse of what campus looks like when we introduced it to you with our 24-karat magic video at the beginning of the year with our admin team, and it was amazing. And with our orange on Wednesdays, we have plenty, our Wow Wednesdays, Wear Orange on Wednesdays, and Future Ready Fridays, which is our college going culture and promoting our college going culture. If your students had not yet picked up, earlier in the year during registration week, we had free shirts available to all of our 9th grade students. We do have a list going, so if your student has not yet picked up that shirt, it is still available. And guess what? Even if they don't come this year, I'm gonna have it for them in August when they come. So your student we will make sure that they are fitted in, always repping OV with their class of 2024 on the back. You can also visit our school website if you guys are interested in purchasing any other school apparel. While we might not be on campus, that doesn't mean you can't rep the orange when you are all around the city. So let everybody know that you are proud to be a Coyote. So moving right along, as they mentioned, Coyote Connections as part of our Wednesday schedule. The point is to keep our kids connected with the social aspect behind everything. I know right now, as a lot of us are very cautious of what's going on and watching the COVID numbers in our area, We know a lot of our families are keeping the kids inside the house. And with that, our students are missing out on that social interaction. So we want to make sure that we are providing an opportunity for our students to interact with their peers and talk about their interests. So not only, it's not all academics. On Wednesday, we provide our intervention in the morning. So we take care of business, then we have a little bit of fun. There needs to be a balancing act for our students. And our teachers will be hosting these Zoom sessions for our students in order for them to join these sessions on Wednesdays from 10:40 to 11:15 a.m. That's just a brief period of time, but if they go over, I'm pretty sure the teachers will allow it. However, we want to make sure it's built in. As also our instructional coaches touched on the tutoring services provided by Link Crew, they're also going to be providing 9th grade only activities for our 9th graders. So like we said, intervention early on, then we take a brain break and we can have some fun with our Link Crew, which are junior and senior students that are mentoring our 9th graders. And then from 2 to 4, Link Crew's back on it with their tutoring availability. And then we also offer club meetings for students to get involved. But some clubs are happening during Coyote Connections and some are happening at additional times. And oh my goodness, last semester, our kids were handling their business. They really, really were. And it's great for us to see that although it is difficult to stay on top of everything, they are really doing what they need to do and taking care of their business. So next Wednesday, and you will receive an email for your exact time, but I can tell you as 9th graders, you are either going to come at 12 o'clock if you received a 3.50 to a 3.99 GPA. If you are an EL reclassifier, or if you are in our CTE program and you have received your OSHA certification. If you were a superstar 9th grader and you got straight A's in all of your classes during the first semester, then you're going to join us at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. We have some goodies for you. Parents, we have a yard sign for you to put out in front of the house to show all of your neighborhood how proud you are that your student is persevering and just that grit, that grittiness. They're handling their business when they could give excuses and not. So we are very, very thankful. And of course, we're doing it in OV fashion. So we are going to have the academic drive-through celebration for your students next week. So let's come see all of our coyotes in the spotlight. And fortunately, we have social media in this time to stay connected. So if you can't get a hold of somebody right away, we do try to post things on our social media, things to keep you informed, in addition to making sure that we're publicizing events. We're spotlighting our students. Every Wednesday, we have a section called We Are OV, where we are now highlighting 2 individuals from each grade level, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And we're going to start with our senior spotlights this Saturday to highlight our seniors that have been with us this whole entire time. So I would like to say thank you so much. And then I will turn it back on over to Mr. Workman to take us on out.
All right, thank you, Ms. Green. So parents, we gave you a lot of information tonight. I know it's a lot to take in, but we want to make sure that we are adequately informing you of what's going on the campus and some of the different services available to your kids and to your children. So I want to thank you for your time tonight. And I think, Ms. Green, we want to take a few questions that may have showed up. If we weren't able to answer all the questions, we're happy to take some questions at this time.
Sure. All of our families, if you would like, if you are over in the chat, you can put something in the chat if you have a question for us, or you can use the Q&A. Someone asked earlier, please confirm if the AP readiness sessions are on-site or virtual. All AP readiness sessions are conducted via Zoom. The students would want to contact their AP teacher for all of that contact info, but it's also on the school website. There's an AP readiness flyer where the information is there to how to register for a Zoom. It's all conducted through UCR. So University of California, Riverside is the host for the AP readiness program. Thank you.
Ms. Green, there was a question about students signing up for sports. And so for ninth graders, not every team carries a freshman team, but the best thing for you to do would be to connect with the head coach of that program, and then they can guide you through, when there are tryouts or the entire process. I would start the clearance process as if you are serious about participating in athletics, but the best thing to do would be to reach out to, typically a kid can, go see the coach on campus and find out what the opportunity is, but reach out to that coach, and the link is on our athletics page under OV coaches info.
Thank you, Coach Zumwalt. And we have, let's see here. The next question that came up is February 3rd in person, and what time would it be held? So yes, next Wednesday, February 3rd is in person. It's a drive-through celebration. So you are staying in your cars. However, when you drive through, you will have some of our staff members that will be there supporting you and waving to you. It'll be kind of like your first time to see people, but you do remain in your cars. When you arrive, we actually will have you put your name on that car so we can know who it is. But we'll package everything up, and we'll go ahead and either put it in your trunk or put it in your back seat. And what time will it be held? The two times where freshmen are coming is 12 o'clock as well as 4 p.m. So 12 noon and 4 p.m. are the two freshman times. And personal invitations will be emailed tomorrow evening. So by tomorrow evening, you will know exactly what time you should be attending. And your student's advisory teacher will also have the listing of what time they should come, as well as what awards they will be receiving. What is going to happen with clubs? That's what Coyote Connections is for. We've now built it into the school day to where the students can meet with people and their peers. And if you want to find a club advisor on certain topics, you can go ahead and do that as well. And will we be able to know the coaches for sports? Mr. Zumwalt spoke about that earlier, but also on our school website, there is a complete listing of the coaches for every sport, along with their email addresses. So you can contact them directly, especially when, like how you were looking at the schedule of when sports should be happening. Hey, sooner than later, to just know and make a connection with the coaches would be a good look for you. Another question in the chat. I can't see my students' grades anymore because it says I need to upload documents that I uploaded at the beginning of the year. Can I just go to the school and pick up those forms and turn them back in?
So Dinah, this is the it seems like it's the income verification and family household section that needs to be filled out. So you don't have to upload anything new because you've already done that part. But if you go through and you go to your student portal, it'll ask you to the income verification, and it'll also ask you about how many students are in your household. But if you don't see that and you need help, you're more than welcome to come to our campus, and we'll be able to take care of that for you.
Thank you, Ms. Graham. And Mr. Zumwalt also put his email address in the chat for you all for sports-specific questions. He'll answer those directly for you.
And also we put in a link here for the parent survey. So if you have not taken our parent panorama survey, there's this big blue chunk here. You can go ahead and click on it in the chat and it'll take you to our survey. And we would greatly appreciate it if you would do that for us. Thank you.
Yes.
Alrighty, there's nothing new in the Q&A, and the numbers on the student grades you meant. Okay, so the question is about attendance. When we were explaining the numbers on the student grades, a 0 means that they didn't attend at all. A 2 means that they were present in class and did their work. A 3 means that they did not attend class, but they did still complete their work. If there's a 4, there was some type of technology issue, and that's why the student could not attend class. And a C, when we have a schedule that's just kind of a little thrown off, that's why you saw the C. So for instance, last week, Wednesday wasn't a traditional Wednesday schedule. And so when it's a 4-day week, you may see a C on the Wednesday day for some of the classes. So on a Wednesday, we typically would see all, we would check in with all students, but on a 4-day school week, you will see a C for that Wednesday for the classes that weren't attended, or that weren't required to attend. Let me say it that way. And that is all for us. We would like to say thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate this. If you have any family friends that did not make it